Newspaper reviews coming up. Don't go far. Comments from our YouTube live stream, KUTV Kenya Live. Justine OKENYE, looking sharp, OKENYE. You know, I can stand if I could, but thank you. Enjoying the show. Tunu TV official just tuned into the show. It is lit. I see here as well my director and my programs controller, Boniface Odhiambo, is watching and tuned in to the show as well. Tash Mitambo anasema ako Rirundani but ako ndani ya show pia, so he's in two places at the same time. Asante sana mzee Tash Mitambo for tuning in to the show. Dulo Atayas ana tune into the show, anasema expect something exciting soon on this show. So Dulo Atayas has something that is exciting, and he will let me know. I will let you know whether it's in this show or in the next show. Asante sana mzee Dulo for tuning in. Now, Dennis Kimani is here with me. Let's get to see what he has to say on what the developments have been like in the dailies. And also, grab yourself a copy while it's still at 60 bob, yeah? You're still at 60 bob before the finance bill gets a tax on top of it. We'll have a look at that. Now, the Business Daily. Let's begin there today. Budget boss loses fight for access to county accounts. Budget boss loses fight to access or for access to county accounts. The Business Daily here is talking about the Controller of Budgets, who has now lost a bid to monitor counties' bank accounts. And this is supposed to happen, or they were requesting for this to happen in real time. And it's derailing the efforts to tame the irregularities that have clouded how devolved units pay contractors and other bills. It's very interesting to see this story on the front of the Business Daily for two reasons. One, we have been having this discussion off air on whether the revenue that is remitted from the counties should be monitored by the Controller of Budgets, or should it be remitted to the national government first, as it has always been, or should that be business that's concluded at the county level? That's the first interesting thing that I've seen about it. I'll be getting Dennis's view. The second thing that I've seen about it is Professor Njuguna Ndung'u, the Treasury Cabinet Secretary, who's making it back to the front of the Business Daily. Someone had pointed it out that is becoming too much. That was Nick Madime Mwangi, who said that kila time Business Daily hawana effort, they just throw the same photo of Kamau Thuge and Njuguna Ndung'u. So now we just have a third person who's the Controller of Budgets, but it's the same photo for the two gentlemen there. The editor still as lazy as before, but we'll be looking mostly at the stories. Apologies to the editor of the Business Daily. It's just work. The Daily Nation has their back to school chaos. Primary and secondary schools across the country went back to school for the second term yesterday, with hundreds of learners and their teachers in flood-hit areas forced to seek refuge in other schools. We see here a very disturbing picture of, or a very concerning picture of a pupil at Muslim Primary School in Nakuru County who is scooping dirty water from a corridor using a plate after reopening for term 2 yesterday. So the institution is among those affected by floods, and there is money released from the national government to rehabilitate 60+ schools across the country. Though, as that is awaiting to happen, we are following up on where that money has been remitted according to the Access to Information Act that is there on the Article 35 of the Constitution. Though JSS teachers are on strike. So it is strike after strike after strike. Doctors down to their tools for 56 days. They're back to work. However, now JSS teachers are on strike. Junior secondary school teachers are on strike. And that's what the Standard is prioritizing at the headline. Schools reopen to JSS teachers strike. The image we are being shown is junior secondary school teachers in Nakuru. Funny that the Daily Nation is showing a student in Nakuru, and here we are seeing JSS teachers in Nakuru who will not return to class unless they are employed on permanent and pensionable terms, and they also get to be paid just like the teachers on permanent and pensionable terms. Healthcare was in crisis, now education is finding itself in crisis. How MPs saved Linturi's CS post? Tutambiwa na deno. Finance Bill of 2024? Tutambiwa na deno. I think let's begin today with the editorial cartoon so that Dennis Kimani can commentate on it, and then we begin. So we have here fertilizer scandal from CS Linturi, who's drowning. So CS Linturi is drowning there, a cartoon by Dula. There's a lifeboat. They know none of your nini. Are you saying it? Let me get what your reaction is like on this editorial cartoon. So I've just shared it with you as well there. You can check it on your WhatsApp. Fake fertilizer scandal. NCPB logo. CS Linturi chains. Alafu kuna wrecking ball that is sinking there. And then ametupiwa ka lifeboat. Now that's Parliament, right? Yeah. On a ship. What do you make of this? Maybe that can open for the floor for this conversation.
Morning, everyone. Thank you very much, Richard. I always appreciate being here. It's always a green morning.
Yes.
I have seen that cartoon. I think Kenyans are falling to the right places. Why are we sanitizing people who don't really mean well for Kenyans? And on that boat, we are seeing the Parliament, because the Parliament is everything. It is where we make laws. It is where we amend laws and even crucify those people who have gone against our laws.
Yeah.
It is true, and it is very unfortunate that after farmers have suffered the fake fertilizers, the lots of rain, we are still sanitizing people who should help them protect their crops and even their farm products.
Yes.
Yeah.
7 out of 10, right?
Yes.
7 out of 10 members of Parliament cleared CS Linturi, which means these are the 7 people who are throwing that lifeboat there. I just want to tie it also with yesterday's cartoon as well, and this is a bit intense. It's serious. It's going to show up there on the screen. Still CS Linturi. And then a voice from one of the committee members saying, this committee clears you of any wrongdoings. And then he's covered in, is that fertilizer? I've shared with you this very, very image as well. But because of internet outages, again, in East Africa, vitu ziko slow sana. But you can see that. What do you make of this one as well?
I think the Mount Kenya people will come to cry one day. Because Mount Kenya are the farmers, and then the president has put only Mount Kenya in those departments that are failing. The fertilizer case is Mount Kenya, it is failing. Budgetary, it is failing. Honorable Dinti Njoro. So at the end of the time, he'll come and tell you, I put your people there, and the one who are failing.
So this could be something that the president can use against the Mount Kenya.
Yes.
Yeah? And actually, I gave you everything.
I gave you everything. And actually, 2027, he does not need these people. Because if Raila Odinga goes to AU, Ruto will have a ODM on his side. Amerudisha mkono. Because Coast will go to Ruto. Nairobi will go to Ruto. Kisumu will go to Ruto. So where are Mount Kenyans?
Yeah, atawambia, me, I gave you everything. Now it's your time to also maybe pay me back.
Yes.
At this point. We saw the leaders from Meru County coming out to defend CS Linturi, saying, this is our leader. He has done nothing wrong. It seems then people from Mount Kenya, the leadership itself, doesn't see any problem with what their people are doing, given AKA CS Linturi.
I think Meru people are sanitizing people who cannot work. Hakuna mwangaza ya kazi Meru. They were just fighting mwangaza the other day because they are all greed of power. Someone wants to be somewhere. We have not sat down and said we want Kenya to forge forward, and everybody is not about power. It is about how well you can do. Because a lot of things are happening because of I want to be there. I have to be on the table. But who is the person who is not benefiting? It is the more common mwananchi. Now we are seeing JCC is going to on strike.
JSS, yes.
JSS is going on strike.
Yes.
The hustler child will not go to school because the children who are in private, they'll still go to school. The private teachers are in school. Floods have not flooded any private school. Only the public schools who are under trees schools, they're the one who have been affected.
Yes.
So it is time we have a country that walks the talk.
Yes.
You see?
Right. So this fertilizer scandal is the deep isht that CS Linturi finds himself in. We've seen flies all around him. It seems no one sees the problem, and the committee sees mambo iko shwari. I have a question for you before we move to now the headlines. What is it with Meru County? This is Mithika Linturi from Meru County. Kawira Mwangaza, the governor, who has undergone 2 impeachment motions and a likely third, which is brewing, a conversation that's still brewing within Meru County. And we've seen the leaders come out to defend both of these, defending the governor, defending the CS. Are we the ones on the wrong? Meru County, there's something that we don't know about them.
What I think and what I will tell the people of Meru, it is all these feuds and all this drama that they are having in their county. It is because they went away from the 3 stones.
Okay.
The Mount Kenya was Kikuyu, Meru, and Embu, but they chose to forget us. They chose to go away from Kikuyu because they have already broken the 3 stones. If a pot, my grandmother's pot, cannot cook with the 2 stones. They must be 3 stones.
Okay.
And that's why we are suffering, because they were bought cheaply. They were told, we will do this and do this. But they forgot that they are the same people who fought for this republic. They forgot that they are the majority. Now, the other day, I was listening to our deputy president who seriously fought the 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote before election. He even sponsored bills to fight that bill in parliament when he was sitting in that parliament, and that bill dropped. What has it come that now, because he's a deputy president, we can go back to that thing?
Yeah.
If Mount Kenya is not the most populous people in this country, then he should not bring that thing now, because they are eyeing 2027.
Right.
That is the problem.
Okay.
Because we politicize everything and forget that the truth must be always the winning side.
Okay.
We want to play a lot of politics with people's mind. Ruiru has 800,000 people.
Yes.
Kuresoi has 40k, and they are getting 100 million together. You want to tell me this fact has just come to his mind
Tonight now, right? Okay.
It's not possible.
So I had to travel from Kisii County before I got to understand or to hear 1 man, 1 shilling, 1 vote. That's something I got to hear when I got to this other side of the republic. Why is that an important statement, and why is it so common in the Mount Kenya region?
It is not an important statement to us. It is the revenue sharing formula.
Okay.
We give money to where people belongs. You see, Ruiru is not because we are Kikuyus. That's why we are saying Ruiru to get more money. It is because we are cosmopolitan. A lot of people are coming from Kisumu to come and stay here.
Yes.
A lot of people from Kisumu are in our schools.
Yes.
So how much do you want our schools to be lagging behind when a lot of schools in Kuresoi and those parts that are sparsely populated, they're having a lot of money, yet they have less numbers of pupils.
Yes.
You see? Okay. It is facts. It is something that can be seen.
It has nothing to do with the numbers or the tribes that are
It is nothing to do with tribes, because Ruiru needs more infrastructure than a country in the country.
As a resident of Ruiru, I'll have to agree.
It's true.
Yes.
Now, the other day, Ruiru was flooding. Yeah? No drainage, storm water is killing people because we have allocated our money the wrong way.
Okay.
The formula is wrong. And it is the same people who are in parliament who are sanitizing even in Turi who fought it just because of William Ruto. Now I'm saying that if they want us to come back there, they have to go back to Uhuru Kenyatta and tell him and say sorry to him because he brought that bill because he had passion for Kenya.
Yes.
Not only Mount Kenya. They threw all the kind of words they wanted to him. And we have not forgotten.
Right. Yeah. They are saying in the Standard, YDP is now reading Uhuru's script.
Yes.
Yes. So you're saying is taking that playbook from Uhuru Kenyatta and continuing it after the elections.
Yes, because already he has gotten what he wants. But I want to tell him, 2027 we are having an economist. We are now that Dr. James Mwangi, we are having him being talked by a lot of people to come and rescue Kenya.
By Dr. James Mwangi, we are talking about equity?
Equity.
Okay.
That person is presidential.
That is a presidential person.
It's a presidential person.
Okay.
And I'm telling Kenyans that we need a Kibaki time. We cannot be continuing to play politics every election.
Yes.
If James Mwangi agrees to be the president of Kenya, William Ruto will be a one-term president.
You think so? That will be a first of this nation.
It is true. Not even, it is my point of opinion, but I can give you the facts. Murang'a has never produced a president. Nyeri has, Kiambu has, Murang'a has 2 million. In Kikuyu, in Mount Kenya, there is something we call Dhuraku. This is going to vote all of us in one bucket. Kumira. You see, the same Linturi, they will have to back James Mwangi.
Okay.
Because we are suffering.
You're saying we need an economic expert.
Yes.
But President William Ruto says he is an economic expert.
He's not.
He's surrounded by economic advisors whose annual outlay is 1.1 billion, yeah, which is an increase from previous year, which they were given 977 million. An advisory unit of economics, yeah, President Ruto's Council of Economic Advisors. Watu wanalipwa vizuri, akona watu wamemsurround economists. Why do we need? Maybe James Mwangi should join his economic council, no?
No.
Rather than
James Mwangi cannot join President William Ruto to advise him. He's already making his own entity be held and heard in the whole of Africa.
Yes, globally, actually.
Globally. So William Ruto.
So you're saying Kinandi hakuna kitu anafanya huko?
Hakuna kitu anafanya. I will give you an instance of the Finance Bill 2024.
Yes.
When these people came to power, they came and told us, we found the coffers of treasury empty. You know what happened, Richard? Economists will tell you, Uhuru Kenyatta hakuwa nataka any grudge with anybody. He told Kenyans, support Raila Odinga so that the Murang'a billionaires who have given me the treasure bonds, we don't have to return them to them now. We'll return it after Raila rules. You see, William Ruto has no friends. That's why he has to overtax Kenyans to get money. Uhuru Kenyatta could go to James Mwangi, give me your 60 million, I idea people, and then I will pay you back. You see? So
saying William Ruto does not have rich friends.
He has no rich friends.
Okay.
Kenya is run by two bonds. We have the treasure bonds and the euro bonds. Now, Uhuru left them with the IMF. You have to pay IMF either way. You have to pay World Bank. But the president of Kenya, His Excellency William Ruto, can choose not to pay the people of Kenya because haukunichagua, you never supported me. So your money will be given by the person.
But 8 million people did. 8 million people did, which is something that maybe should be a change in mindset of the government of Kenya, which is the Kenya Kwanza government currently, that they still should take care of. They should be answerable to 8 million Kenyans. And as you've brought up the finance bill of 2024, I think let's just get a few of those pointers in and see what Kenyans can expect, right? And see Economic Advising Council, His Excellency President William Ruto wamemwambia aongeze taxes wapi. At the very baseline unaanza na household mkate 400 grams saizi I think it's at 65 shillings, so you'll be buying it at 75 bob. This bread used to be 30 shillings when I was in class 5 or 6 there. Now it's way expensive at this
16%
point.
VAT on a bread.
16% VAT, which was VAT exempt before, right? So that is the first attack on households, and then now we're going to transactions.
There's milk.
There's milk as well. So bread and milk. Na umeambiwa kama ni ngumu kununua mkate, kula kangumu. Kangumu na kule kangumu.
Kama ngumu. Niliona ngumu na sonko juzi.
Right. And wow. we'll get into Sonko at some point because he's quite a big blogger when it comes to this finance bill. Squeezy is blogging.
He's a blogger nowadays.
But while we are still at the finance bill, so bread is up first for VAT. There's going to be reintroduction of VAT to supply of electric bicycles, electric buses, and solar and lithium-ion batteries. Being a president who is very focused on matters of climate change and someone who's in that space, isn't this counter-productive on our efforts?
That's a very good thing for climate, green vehicles and things. But this is not news. Already, Dubai has given us money. Yes, the other day I was in Mathare. Richard, there's something wrong with Kenya.
Yes.
And a lot of things must happen. Do you imagine people in Mathare nyumba zao, flats za mawe, they have been demolished.
Yes.
These people has nowhere to go. The same river stream that passes through City Park, somewhere at Aga Khan, they have already built almost the whole of river reserve. Kisu ama Msumeno ikate pande zote. Why are they going to hustlers who voted for them and then they are leaving the rich people in Westlands who have grabbed land? That is illegal.
Okay.
They are working against the spirit of hustler. The people who voted for them, they woke up early to vote for this government. They are really doing against what these people expected.
Okay.
From bread to milk.
And the rich people are being exempted from helicopter taxes, by the way.
Yes.
I'm hoping we'll get into it in just a few. Zero taxes on helicopter and its parts as well. Finance Bill 2024 also introduces the motor vehicle tax, or the motor vehicle circulation tax, which is set at 2.5% of the vehicle's value. But here, you know, kama mimi ni hustler natembea, sintasema ni sawa.
Mimi niko tu sawa. I have my own Futsubishi.
Okay.
I'm good.
So no problem with the motor vehicle tax.
Yeah.
Minimum at 5k, maximum at 100k. Yeah. No problems at all. Withholding tax. The bill also introduces withholding tax on goods supplied to the public entities at 3% for resident persons and 5% for non-residents. When it comes to monetizing of digital content, and this is going to be very key, kuna hii message that we are trying to really to pass around, and I'm seeing it, and I'm trying to join in that, in that train, that voting is important for everyone, including digital content creators who are in a different, or a majority of them are in a different generation, which is yet to vote, maybe even for their first time. They should know that operators of digital platforms or those monetizing digital content will face a 20% tax for non-residents and 5% for residents. This is a shift from the digital service tax, which was there before at a rate of 1.5%. So saizi unaenda kulipa 5% for residents and 20% for non-residents. And then there's going to be a significant economic presence tax at 30% for certain non-residents. So these are the likes of Netflix, Spotify, and these other global players who have to pay that extra. Now unadhani yo trickle effect itafikia nani? Itafikia
the common mwananchi. Yes. Like now I have sent you a script.
Yes.
I have just written a script named Gwiji. I am so happy that I have seen that Showmax thing. I have written this script just to market for City Park.
Manitumia wapi bana? Sioni hapa kitu.
Iko kwa WhatsApp.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. This script is named Gwiji. We are trying to write this script to show the effects of not facing City Park. What has happened? There's a lot of robbery, rapists, a lot of drug lords in City Park. And to bring that matter to the table, the CFA user group, we have a rehabilitation user group,
yes,
led by Boniface Dirango. Boniface Dirango came up with the rehabilitation center inside City Park, because a lot of people, learned people, who go to look for jobs in Westlands, when they lose they don't get jobs, they come back to City Park to sleep. And those who are poor, they keep sleeping there. They become the rapists, the drug lords in City Park. So the rehabilitation center is it is located in C12, a building, the first botanical gardener in Kenya, Peter, who is the same person who came up with IUCN. Yeah, you know IUCN for nature-based solutions.
Okay.
He lived in the house, the C12.
Okay.
Now Governor Sakaja wants to turn the same house that is helping people rehabilitate their mind into a club. Imagine.
Right inside of the park.
Already, he was there last week in the same house, throwing away the place, telling our treasurer that you have to come out of this house. Yet this person has been in City Park for almost 10 years rehabilitating people from drugs. Then Sakaja wants to come up and bring a bar there.
A bar for relaxation, bro.
Imagine. And there's a ball in green. I don't understand. Already City Park has ball in green.
Right. And then Nairobi County is supposed to also release its own finance bill for 2024. How do you expect that to look like?
Now, first, the controller of budget has already said this Dimpo guy has already stolen 10 billion. We have first to look where this money has gone before we come up with another finance
bill.
Collecting our money, then it is used for TikTok. Is it even possible?
Yes, we'll see. We'll see if TikTok will be allocated something in the Nairobi finance bill. But let me just maybe finish up with some of the key changes which will be there in the finance bill of 2024 nationally at large. So I got here to excise duty for the following proposed to increase from 15% to 20%. Telephone and internet data services. So making phone calls is going to be expensive. Accessing the internet is going to be expensive. And therefore, digital content creators, you know that. Money transfer services by cellular phone services providers. So bank to M-Pesa also, bei inapanda sana. Fees charged for money transfer services expected to rise even after they already did previously after the COVID-19 period. Excess duty for the following proposed to increase also from 12% to 20%. Betting, gaming, prize competition, and lotteries as well. So your place ya kustake, mali unaeka stake, bei inapanda, which means you're getting less. You could actually bet, I wish I had the calculation that was done last week here. Anyway, so you could bet, let's say 1,000 Kenyan shillings. There's tax that is cut.
200 shillings is theirs.
Washachukua hiyo. Alafu umekelea bet. Once you've done that transfer from your bank to this service platform that you're using to make the bet, hiyo already washaongeza wanakata. And then once on your every earning, pia lazima wakata. So you could place a bet of 1,000 Kenyan shillings and win huge by walking home with 600 bob. So it's counterintuitive for people who want to get into the betting and sporting field. It's a way for the government to discourage these vices.
It is not a way to discourage anything, because, Richard, the only job opportunity Kenyans have now is betting. There are no jobs out there. We just look for money to bet.
We are fighting that through taxes. We're also fighting drug abuse through increasing taxes on wines and spirits.
That is impossible. Then the other people are coming with bars in the forest.
What is the best way then we can approach it? Kama hatuwezi kulipisha kutumia vitu mbaya, tutafanya aje ukuwe mtu serious? Wache kuwa idle.
Kitu yenye tu unaweza fanya. Now we are coming up with green jobs. There's litter everywhere. There's litter everywhere. Kenyans and the president give Kenyans ile kazi mtaani. Walikuwa na dharau hiyo kitu, and that thing was doing a lot of good things to people. Unaona? Because, Richard, the work of the government is to provide affordable houses. Even Kibaki was providing affordable houses. William Ruto is coming to tell us that he is building houses. That is the fundamental right of a government. So that is nothing new. And houses cannot build themselves.
Yes, that's why we are paying for them though.
Yeah. So akitoa affordable, akitoa kazi mtaani, and then he's telling us to build houses. So he has reduced almost 30,000 youths from a job, because they are not going to be employed in those mjengos, all of them.
Yes.
You see?
Okay. And so we are using affordable housing as a way to create jobs, or the government of Kenya currently is using affordable housing as a way to create jobs. And you feel like kazi mtaani and such green jobs as the ones that you are up to in City Park will be a great way to do that.
Yes.
That's a tick then. What about the additional revenue the government is trying to raise? They're saying that this finance bill, the increase in taxes at the baseline, is the way for them to raise an additional 323 billion Kenyan shillings approximately. What other way they could, President William Ruto is saying, what other way can I do? What can I do to raise 300 billion? You don't want me to borrow more? What else can I do there?
I've already told you what I think. I think the president should go back and look for good friends. Good friends who can come up with investments in Kenya.
Rich friends,
Good rich friends who will give him a lot of support in coming with economic, vibrant policies. Coming up with businesses, you see, because like Equity, the other day they were telling us that Equity has have made a loss. Ati pesa imeibiwa Equity. But yesterday the CEO of Equity has made 16 billion in 3 months.
In profit.
Net profit.
Right. So these are the people. These are the good friends.
Those are the good friends. Those are the presidential people we need in Kenya.
All right.
President William Ruto stood in a school and told students, the first job I got is being an MP.
An MP, yes.
Right?
Yes.
That is a tick for him. But how many bills throughout the time he has been in parliament has he sponsored
which are useful,
that won in parliament and are useful for Kenyans now?
Yeah.
Because they are the same age as James Mwangi. James Mwangi, you can see Equity is making 16 billion in 3 months. What are his bills? What are they doing?
Right.
When he was the Minister of Agriculture, did he build any dams? If he did, these floods hasn't happened.
Yes.
Because the work of a Minister of Agriculture is to build dams for irrigation. Ile ilikuwa inaitwaje? Galana Kulalu iliisha.
Yes, Aror Kimwarel
iliisha.
Yes.
And then what Kenyans are telling us that we're having an economist in power? We're having a politician.
We're having a former Minister of Agriculture in power. That's why he cannot fire anyone else from that ministry. Yes.
And we need to revitalize ourselves. We need to come up to a...
President William Ruto is the last Minister of Agriculture to be impeached or to be fired.
Imagine, he's the last. Now he has sanitized another.
Thank you very much, Deno. Time is not on our side, so we want to close it at this point. And I thought I would get so much time for you to, of course, to give reactions to what has been there on the day. JSS going on strike, and schools back in chaos, and as well as the finance bill of 2024. But I think we've highlighted the most important bits. Maybe just one closing word from you before we close this segment.
The only thing I would say is thank you, Kenya, for continuing to support everything that we are doing. I want to tell Moses Kuria, don't buy what they are telling you. They want you to resign. If William Ruto never resigned as a deputy president, don't resign as the CS. Ensure you do what the people chose you to do. Go until the last minute. And we are waiting for you this time, this other side, when 2027 come, for us to win this. Right. And again, I want to pray for Tottenham. We are going as Team London.
You want to pray for Tottenham?
Yes.
Or for them to win or what?
Yeah, it's London for London.
Maybe Benny Hina Kombe. Thank you very much, Deno. We are going to play an outro of what we had to as a takeaway from that launch of Showmax 2.0 as we close up this show. Thank you very much for tuning in to KUTV Rise today. Deno, thank you very much for creating time as well.
Thank you, Richard.
Yes. Yeah. Continue having a green day and a green morning every day.
I also see you're so green.
Thank you. Ni psych to. Nikikuona hapa pia najua sustainability. Iko top, si ndio?
Now you continue pushing for us. Manze, City Park Sakaja for 104 years. Yes. This is not a lie. This is a documentation. City Park was given by the Kiharo community 104 years ago. Right. It has been in the local government. It has reduced in size and depletion of resources. Okay. Now that the forest is with Kenya Forest Service, please, there are a lot of efforts, negative efforts, even from the ministry and the top government officials, not to see the city park fenced. Right. But we are going to win this war.
All the best in that one.
Yeah.
Okay, Sakaja before wakujie. Dennis Kimani on set here with me on the newspaper review section. I'm closing it up with a comment from Fishtown, who is watching from the city of Angels. Anasema, shout out to the whole team na my friends who are hosting this KUTV Rise today. Remember, this comes to you every Monday and Tuesday. Monday, Karen Blessing comes on art and culture. Alafu mimi on Tuesday with Biashara Tuesday here, dissecting the economy, business, as you've seen, of course, conversations as well, which are relevant to you. Today, we tackled Article 35 of the Constitution on the Information Act that gives you access to Information Act that gives you the chance to request for information from the government and also to request information from private entities. And also, as you've heard from Deno, mambo ni tight, lakini we are hoping that the government can take a look at green jobs as a way to create more jobs and also to give us a chance to raise more revenue other than the affordable housing, which again, you will be mandatory be paying for. SHIF, Social Health Insurance Fund, and the Affordable Housing Levy now officially will be there in your pay slips. Mwihaki Mains anasema a mimic of Kikuyu's entitlement. I don't know who he's talking about. Labda ni Deno. Deno. Naambia uko na entitlement bana. Unataka 1 shilling 1 vote kila saa. Na umekuwa kwa serikali tangu 1963.
Hakuna entitlement. Si yeye ametoka kwao amekuja na Kiambu.
Yeye apewe hiyo. Ndio. All right. The president must be reminded daily on his undoing to the nations. That's Fendoman TV saying lazima tukumbushe President William Ruto every day. Thank you for tuning in and for that feedback. We'll be back next week again. Continue following KUTV's rest of the broadcasting. My name is Richard OKENYE. May your profits be high, but your jokes and laughter be higher so that you're laughing all the way.